Hi teachers, welcome to part C of our first series of iStation videos. In this video, we're going to look at the teacher dashboard and particularly the classroom tab. Just a reminder that series 1 does contain 5 short videos. You're currently watching part C. So this is your classroom tab. When you log in, this is what your screen would look like, something similar to this. And Classroom tab will likely be your go-to tab when you're in iStation because you can get a lot of information from this tab alone. So you'll notice that your name will be populated on the right-hand side right here where this gray box is. You'll also notice that in the About box on the left-hand side, you'll have your name and some information about your classroom. You'll also notice that your students are rostered on this page as well. So you'll have all your students listed, and you're going to notice that their names will appear in a blue font. Keep in mind that anything in iStation that appears with a blue font means that you can click on it because it's a hyperlink to give you more information. So don't be afraid to click around in iStation and just keep exploring because they definitely have multiple ways to get to various pieces of information. You'll also notice that the center column right here has the ISIP data. So this class, you can see all the assessments are incomplete. I can see that for the math, and that makes sense because the window has not opened, so the data is incomplete. But that's important because you notice I'm clicked on ISIP Math. So the way that you change the product is up here at the top. You'll want to make sure that you're looking at either the reading or the math program so that you're looking at the ISIP data that you want to see. Now, if you want to see both at the same time, iStation has a new feature here where you can click Show Multiple Products. This will allow you to view both the reading and the math scores on the same page, which is great. So again, this class, the students have not taken the assessments, therefore we're seeing the incomplete. The other thing I want to point out on your Classroom tab is you have all these hyperlinks over here on the left-hand side. So we're not really going into depth on this, but I still want you to be aware that this is another place you can get to other areas to view data. So for example, the oral reading fluency, which I know we're not covering in this video, but here is how you would get the data for that assessment. So now let's look at the Classroom tab again from a different lens. So the Classroom tab is it's a live page, which means that when students are assessing remotely, you can log into your Classroom tab and you'll start to see that as students complete the ISIP assessment, it will populate right in front of you if your Classroom tab is open. So it will change from incomplete status to complete, and it will color code it for you so you know how the students did overall. So here's an example of a student who scored in the green, which is tier 1 for ISIP, and that means that they did fairly well. This student scored in the yellow band, which is our tier 2, and they might need extra support in certain areas. Tier 3 students will highlight in red, letting you know that these students are likely needing the most support. You'll also notice which students have not completed the ISIP assessment, so you can ask some questions and figure out how to get them assessed. You might need to refresh your screen, by the way, when you're logged in on your Classroom tab and your students are assessing remotely, just refresh your screen every few minutes just to make sure you're getting the most timely information. So again, just a reminder, the students' names are going to be written in that blue font. So if you want additional information regarding the ISIP, you simply click the student's name and it will populate more information for you. So you can see here, I clicked on a name. This is the reading assessment I'm looking at. It gives me the ISIP score in numbers. It also tells me how long the student took to take that assessment and how many times they logged in that week so far. This student might be a dual immersion student, and I can tell because they have the reading as well as Espanol available. So just to point that out. Additionally, you're going to see underneath this information for each student, you'll have a list of reports that show underneath. We are going to be looking at reports in our Series 2 video collection, but I just wanted you to kind of be aware again and just present the reminder that anything in blue in iStation, you can click on it to get additional information. So our next video series will be Part D. This is going to cover, the next video in Series 1 will be Part D. We're going to look at the Oral Reading Fluency Assessment. Again, that's available for grades K through 5 in English. iStation is currently working on developing that same assessment in Spanish. See you soon.